The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect those of KSMQ Public Service Media Incorporated or its assigns.
Welcome to On Cue. I'm your host, Stephanie Passingham. Summertime means festivals, and the Austin community has a great one that they host every August, the ArtWorks Festival. Bonnie Reitz and Belita Schindler are joining us to tell us more about this year's event. The Hormel Foundation sponsors an annual Gifted and Talented Symposium. This year, attendees included a delegation from Turkey, and they'll also be joining us here today. And of course, we have a Vision 2020 update, this time from Mayor Tom Stiehm. Stay with us. On Cue is next.
From KSMQ Television in Austin, this is On Cue, connecting interesting issues and interesting people. On Cue.
Bonnie Reitz and Belita Schindler are pillars of the ArtWorks Festival in Austin, and they are joining us today to give us all the details about this festive event. Welcome, ladies. Thanks so much for coming to On Cue.
Thank you. It's so fun to talk about our fourth annual ArtWorks
already. It's amazing how fast time goes by.
Time goes by so quickly.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
So tell us a little bit, for folks who have not yet been to an ArtWorks Festival, give us kind of the big picture of what this is all about.
Well, the festival started 4 years ago, and we wanted it to be not just what you usually think of as the artists, but we wanted it to be ArtWorks, where we're featuring artists of the traditional nature, we feature photographers, we have authors, and we have musicians.
You have a really unique venue for this event.
We love the old utilities building. The building itself is fun to see.
Yeah.
And so we'll have about 25 artists in what we call the turbine room, and then this year there'll be a lot of artists that'll be outside, kind of in the courtyard area.
Okay, and the turbine room is actually, this was a power plant, right?
Yes, we call it the Historic Downtown Power Plant.
Okay.
And we use just a small part of it because the building itself is very large. But we use what's called the turbine room. And like Belita was saying, the building itself is artwork. I mean, it's beautiful, and there's things that from when it was originally the power plant for the city, some of the panels and things.
And you talked about the mix of artists. Your definition is quite broad, so let's talk again about, when you talk about fine arts, you know, you've got ceramics and paintings, and
We have
tell
potters,
us a little bit.
we have fabric artists, we have people that work in glass, we have some very fine jewelers that'll be here. A wood carver that was here last year, he does wildlife wood carvings, and he'll be back.
Great.
We'll have some demonstrations outside.
Okay, so there'll be organized activities beyond just the exhibits. Tell us a little bit more about some of those.
Oh, it's fun because as you walk around, you can see, you know, a young woman will be making pottery, and you can actually do it, you know, she has people that stand in line, and then you put on an apron and you can sit down and make pottery. Okay. There's a guy, he's so fun, Peter, who does glass blowing. You can watch him, and then he'll call people up, and you can sit there and actually turn it, you know, and watch that. And then there's a section where there's going to be student artists. Belita and I went to the high school and talked to these students at their program and asked them if they'd like to be a part of the festival. And then there's music all day long, music indoors of a quieter nature. It's more strings and classical music. And then out on the outside stage is funky fun music.
A little more ruckus.
A little more ruckus. You can be that way outdoors.
Yep,
so it's a fun atmosphere as you walk through the festival.
Yeah, and then there's one building that we call the 4th Avenue Gallery, and that'll hold all the family activities, kids activities. That will be where the high school art will be displayed. We have a puppeteer that will be.
Is this where you paint that car? I've seen pictures of that, where you've got this car. Is it the same car every year and you just kind of repaint it? Okay.
The very first year we did it, kids painted, and it gets to be thick by the end of the day. But it rained at the end of Saturday afternoon, washed all the paint off, so we were ready to go for Sunday morning.
Okay.
It was clean and one color, and away we went again. You know, one thing we should mention too, another fun part that's happening all during the day are authors' presentations. We have a schedule of authors who are coming. William Kent Kruger is returning this year. He's written another wonderful book. Erin Hart, she writes about stories in Ireland. She's coming. And so all throughout both Saturday and Sunday, you can also go and listen to an author talk about their work. So it's
Great.
pretty exciting.
That's wonderful. And so this is a 2-day event?
Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday the 23rd of August.
Okay.
22nd and 23rd of
This is
August.
the 23rd this
And
year.
Saturday it'll be from 9 to 5, and then Sunday it's from 11 to 5.
Great, great. Now you have a featured artist this year. We want to be sure and mention that, a featured guest artist, Paula Elliott.
From
Tell
New
us
York-
about Paula.
From New York.
From New York.
You know, it's fun because we are moving broader and going beyond the Austin connection. You know, this year, as Belita was saying, we have artists from around the states. We have somebody from Texas, and Paula is from New York. But she went here. She went to school in Austin, graduated here, graduated with one of our friends who works on the festival. But she's world renowned. She has her work in different businesses and museums throughout the world, and she's fascinating. And she's coming back to Austin for our festival, so we're very excited.
So she'll be exhibiting her works. Will she also be doing any presentations, or will she give a talk as the featured artist?
She doesn't actually give a talk, but the artists stand by their work. And then as people flow through, they can ask them questions. So we don't have an exact time, but anybody who would want to meet her can just come to the festival, and she'll be by her art, and they'll be able to ask her questions about
the
it.
The things that she's bringing are quite large.
Oh.
So that's going to be fun to walk in and see something that's 4 by 6 feet.
Yeah.
Nice.
Belita's our designer for the festival, and she's switching it up a bit. Usually when you come in on the west side, you'll see the music, and this time now when you come in will be Paula's work, and she's our featured artist, so I think that's going to be really, really effective.
Your design sensibilities.
Oh yes, thank you very much.
That's great, great. Well, this is definitely a festival where you can come and you can purchase art, right? I mean, part of this is so that artists can not only display their creations, but also have an economic
That's right.
benefit
So if there's
to
something
them.
that tickles your fancy, you know, and the sales go directly to the artist. So that's a simple way to do it.
Great.
It's an important part of a festival for the artists themselves, because that's the source of income for them. And another thing that we're real excited about, each year we've had an individual or a business who's donated $5,000 to the festival. Well, it's not to the festival, $5,000 for the purchase award. And then they can decide whether it goes to one individual or more, but they purchase award, and then it's displayed in a public place. Example being the first year, Eric Anfinson's artwork was purchased by Gary and Pat Ray, and it's now at I.J. Holton School.
Oh, great.
So each year, and now we have another this year. Steve Palin is our Purchase Award donor. He'll be coming and choosing an artwork, and it will then be displayed someplace in the city.
What a great benefit to the community and the artists.
And it's a permanent display too. It's not just a temporary display.
That's great.
where it
It's not on
belongs.
loan. It's the community's
That's correct.
to remain.
Yeah.
Great,
And
terrific.
then the other thing that we have, sorry, I'm butting in.
Go right ahead.
Saturday evening, we're having our concert at Marcusson Ballpark again. That is a really fun family
is a big
event.
deal.
You bring your lawn chairs.
Yeah. And who's the performing artist this year?
We have Marty O'Reilly and the Old Soul Orchestra. And interestingly enough, there's an Austin connection. Chris Lynch plays violin. They're a group from out in California. Then we have another group from the cities, Alex Rossi and Root City. And the music that you're going to, and then the Beeson family. Beeson family's kicking it off.
Oh, yeah.
So it's really, because we're wanting it to be a family-oriented event, and bring the kids and come and join in.
Right.
And it's going to be, the music is kind of soul, gospel, blues, kind of a mixture. It'll be really fun. And
tickets, where can they get tickets for
yes,
that?
and we do have tickets for that. You need to purchase
because that is
them.
the only thing
That's the
that you
only
have to
thing.
pay.
The rest of the
to-
festival,
yep.
there's no charge.
So where can they go for more information to find about the schedule, the artist, tickets, that kind of thing? You must have a website.
We do, and just Google Austin ArtWorks Festival, and it will take you to our website, and then you can purchase the tickets online, or you can come to the wonderful Austin ArtWorks Center and look at beautiful works of art that you can purchase, and then purchase the tickets for the concert.
There. Terrific.
And the tickets are $15 for adults, 10 for anybody 12 and under 5 there's no charge.
There's no
So
charge.
bring all the
Great.
kiddies.
And you need
Belita?
to bring chairs.
Yeah, and bring your chairs. All right. Well, it sounds like a fantastic event.
Yep.
Belita, Bonnie, thank you so much for
You're
coming
welcome.
in and telling us
Appreciate
about
having
this year's event. And thanks for all the hard work that you do to make this happen.
We have such good committees.
That's
We
great.
do, lots of good people helping.
Terrific. Well, stay with us. Coming up next, the gifted and talented symposium attendees from the country of Turkey.
For information about the upcoming Austin ArtWorks Festival or Austin Area Commission for the Arts, just go to austinareaarts.org.
You can watch On Cue anytime by visiting the KSMQ TV website, ksmq.org.
And we're back, and we have some special guests for this segment of On Cue. Our guests came all the way from Turkey, so they've come a long way. We'd like to welcome Tunay Özçelik.
Yes.
Right? Close? Okay. And Ismail Karje. Close? All right. Very good. Well, thank you so much for coming on the program. You are visiting Austin, Minnesota, all the way from Turkey. Tell us why you are in town.
Thank you for having us. And why we are in this town is because of the symposium. As all educators in the world, we have concern to educate the gifted and talented. And we have the same concern, and we are trying to find a way. So we came here to see what Austin doing as with the experts over here to educate the gifted and talented kids.
Gifted and talented kids.
Yes.
It's been a great symposium. This is the Hormel Foundation sponsored Gifted and Talented Symposium that takes place in Austin every year. We are in our 5th year, so it's great to have you with us. You brought quite a team with you this time. Tell us about, now you are the director of a school in Turkey, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but tell me about the team, the group of people that you brought with us to the symposium this year.
I came with 5 of my classroom teachers. They all teach the gifted and talented kids, and they are working together as a team. So we thought they should see what is going on and have a contact with the experts in Austin.
Great, great. Well, we're so glad you're here. Tell us a little bit about this school. You are the director of the school. Tell us the name of the school and a little bit about where you're located.
The school is in capital of Turkey, Ankara. School name is Hacettepe Teknopark School, which is K-12 school.
Okay.
We opened the school last year, so this is our first education year.
Your very first year, great.
We are going to give our report card this Friday, I hope. This is the first one. But our plan is having the 4-level school, kindergarten, elementary, middle, and secondary, or high school.
High school,
yes.
Right.
Now we just opened the elementary school. We have just kindergarten kids who prepares the first grade, so 5 years old.
Okay.
And also we have first graders.
Okay. So just 2 grade levels when you first opened.
Yeah, that's all for now.
Yep.
We are going to grow year by year, adding up the first grade and kindergarten.
So your school is just for gifted and talented students, is that correct?
Actually, our purpose is providing the education to everybody in every field and providing them the individual curriculum so they can show their talent in different fields. So we are not just focusing on gifted and talented kids. We think everybody has a talent, but they need a way and the environment to show their talent.
To let that talent shine. Right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And yes, it's a mixed school. We have gifted and talented kids, about 55% of gifted, identified gifted for now, and 45% is the regular.
The standard, okay.
Yeah.
So when children or families are interested in sending their children to this school, is there an application process? You know, in the United States, we tend to do it by geography. If you live near a school, that's the school you go to. How do students get to go to your school?
This is a private school. So whoever wants to come to school, they can come and, you know, attend the school. But we give full scholarship to gifted kids.
Okay.
So to get that scholarship, kids has to be identified, gifted.
Okay.
If a kid is in high level and we use standardized tests to identify them, if they are in the highest level, they can get full scholarship and get the education free.
All right, great. Ismail, you are one of the teachers at the school, and Tuna, you're going to do a little translation for us, but you are one of the teachers in school. Tell us about where you taught before you came to this school and how it is different here.
Daha önceki öğrencilerimle farkını mı
farklı.
soruyorlar? Ben bu okula gelmeden önce bir miktar öğrencim oldu ve bu öğrencilerle birlikte çalışma imkanım oldu. Daha sonra üstün yeteneklilerin yer aldığı bu okula geldiğimde pek çok farklılık gördüm. Öncelikle duygusal alanlarda çok farklılar. Kendilerini açıklamakta çok zorluk çekmiyorlar. Kendilerini anlatmakta çok zorluk çekmiyorlar ama duygu dünyalarını anlamak çok zor.
Buraya bir ara ver, şey yapayım.
Okay.
He says he had few standard kids before he came here. And of course, there are a lot of differences between gifted, talented kids and the standard ones. The first thing he noticed was social emotional expression. They can express, gifted, talented kids can express themselves clearly, but it is hard to understand what is going on in their brain when we are talking about social emotional development.
Okay.
So this is the main difference.
In the United States, often gifted and talented kids are not what you would say at grade level. So when you talk about that emotional piece, they are emotionally with their peers, but intellectually, creatively in grades ahead. How does your school handle that? If you have a regular grade system, do you go by age or do you go by what your measurement of grade proficiency is?
I think this is our disadvantage and the difference between United States and our education system. We go by age level,
Okay.
so grade level. If a kid is 6 years old, they can just go first grade.
Okay.
It doesn't matter how fast they learn and how quick they can, catch up to third grade. We can just accelerate the kids in the elementary and middle school once, and they can skip just one grade.
Okay.
So this is the law in Turkey. What we are doing is, in our school, we classify the kids according to their standard test score and their characteristic. How we do is we get a list which says who is in which level. Let's say 2 kids are in the first level, they are supposed to be in the same class because academic needs are closer.
Right.
But they need to socialize with the society, right?
Right, because you could have 2 children, one is 9 and one is 11,
Yes.
at the same academic level.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what we are doing is they are in the same class when they are having math, language arts, science, so the academic lessons. But when they are having, let's say, art, music, dance, that kind of lesson, we mix and make new classes.
Okay.
So standard ones and the GT ones share the same class during the art classes.
Okay.
So they get socialized
Right.
and they learn how to tolerate each other.
Right, which is also very important.
Yes.
Very important.
And it doesn't matter if they are learning fast and if they don't respect each other, right?
Right.
So we are trying to teach that part too.
Great. Well, thank you so much to both of you for coming here and sharing with us your experience in your school in Turkey with both standard and gifted talented students. We really appreciate you taking time to visit with us while you're here in America.
Thank you very much for having us and giving us the opportunity to explain how we work with the gifted and talented kids.
Great. Well, good luck with the rest of the conference.
Thank you.
All right. Stay with us. Our Vision 2020 segment is coming up next.
Queue up your own comments for On Cue and send them to us at onq@ksmq.org. On Cue's Vision 2020 segment is brought to you by Hormel Foundation, Games People Play, and Turtle Creek Estates.
And welcome back. Time now for our Vision 2020, a weekly update. Today, Mayor Tom Stiehm from Austin joins us. Welcome, sir.
Good morning, Eric. How are you?
Very good, thanks. And we are talking about the City Council making, as I understand it, more of a formal connection with Vision 2020 committees, really getting the council members involved.
We're trying to, I think right from the start, we've had involvement on some of the committees, but everybody hasn't been involved. I don't know that we have a presence on all the committees. And there are certain things that we need to pick up our pace on, like the rec center right now. We're at a point with the rec center where we need to have some solid proposals. We need to get some solid answers. The 2020 committees are ready to start moving forward on these things, and we need to have answers, questions and answers, and we're trying to facilitate that and get more meetings and pick up the pace a little bit.
And are you hoping from this decision, that you'll get better and more timely information? Has that been a concern with regard to all the committees?
Well, we have to, yes. If we're going to work with these committees, we need to have people involved. We need to have representation. And when these projects are coming, there's no deadlines that I'm aware of on anything. A lot of people say, well, what's taking so long? Other people are saying, what's the hurry? We just want to make sure that we do it right, and we want to make sure that the citizens are represented right now. And of course, our big question on the rec center is, how is the average Austinite going to benefit from this? And we're going to get answers from them, and then costs, and just to see what our involvement is.
And I don't live in your world, obviously, of government and everything, but that seems to be like it's going to be a complicated or robust partnership that, however it works out, they're going to need a lot of input from the city, from you.
I think complicated is probably a very accurate description of where it's at right now, because we have 7 city council members and they all have different views on things. They have different views on how much we should be involved, what they want, what the constituents want. So yes, it's complicated right now, and I think the city administrator and myself need to really get some views on this and get some concrete answers and some concrete questions. I think, the rec center, they're willing to put out things, put them on the table. So what is going to satisfy the council, and what is, what's our pain tolerance as far as tax dollars on this? And
your role overall going forward in it too.
And our role going forward.
And then other issues that the city, I know that you engage in, bike walk trails. Mm-hmm. That's something that the council would like to probably get a little more involved in, because that's really, there are lots going on there.
There is.
Including the gateway, how Austin's going to look from I-90. I know that Vision 2020 is working a lot on that too.
Yep. And we try and get the citizens involved. I live down on the southwest side, and one of my neighbors that just retired, Steve Kyman, I said, and I'd known him for years, and I said, Steve, do you want to get involved in stuff? And basically the planning commission at that time, we were looking for planning commission members, and he did. Now he's I think he's the chairman of the bike the trail committee, and he's getting involved in a little bit of everything. We just put him on the committee for the Pillars of Austin down on the flood wall. So that's what we like to see, the average Austin citizen getting involved in this and letting us know what they want, and that's what 2020 I think is all about. I said yesterday we had the groundbreaking for the Spam Museum, and one of the things when people come back, when people come back to Austin, a lot of people say Austin has changed so much since I left 10, 15, 20 years ago. And of course the answer to them is, well, come back in 10 more years and you're not going to believe how much it's going to change in the next 10 years.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
You ain't seen nothing yet, and we're really looking forward to these projects.
And the redevelopment, hopefully, that comes along with that Spam Museum, that's not just the end, of the development in downtown. That might just be the beginning.
It's the very beginning. You know, we had for years and years we had the Main Street project, and I thought they had done a pretty good job. They put the different facades on the stores, and they dressed up Main Street a little bit, and maybe helped them with some of their projects. Now with the Spam Museum down there, I think that's just going to breathe new life into downtown. Now, you know, you'd see a few stores open here and there. I would be surprised within a year of the Spam Museum opening if you see any open stores on downtown. They're going to be vying for that space right now. It's going to get a lot more competitive. So we're really looking forward to it. And everybody wants to be proud of their downtown. You couldn't have a better occupant down there than the Spam Museum.
It's going to bring a lot of folks, no question.
Absolutely.
Mayor, thanks so much for joining us. Mayor Tom Stiehm.
My pleasure.
Of Austin, and filling us in on all the exciting things happening downtown and around Austin. That'll do it for this edition of On Cue. I'm Eric Olson. We'll see you again next time.
On Cue is a production of KSMQ Television in Austin, nonprofit public television.